Hey, I'm Julia Piota. I am a life coach and board certified health and wellness coach, and I help women to create healthier relationships with themselves. Today, I want to talk about just the topic of, a lot of people, they want better health. They want to have improved confidence. They want to be treated better by other people. Maybe they want to eat better or lose weight, achieve whatever goals that they set for themselves, but they end up struggling. They get frustrated. They fall off track. They get frustrated, if I didn't say that already. But they get to this place of where it's like they're just repeating the pattern over and over again, but they want to get out of the loop. It's like you're caught in the loop. There's that cycle that repeats itself. And the way that we've been programmed is we develop certain thought patterns, certain feelings within our body. We, have these same actions and behaviors that we take repetitively because this is what's been ingrained within our brain. Basically, since we were a child, we learned, a certain way to be, to do, to act, to think. And we carry it with us through our lives. And it's, honest to God, the biggest struggle, that everyone is going through, and they just are left here feeling frustrated because they're not getting what they want out of life. So simply put, this video is based on what's going on behind the scenes, why you're not getting what you want to receive out of life, and why you're feeling frustrated by it all. So a lot of times, when people are getting on this path, their number one excuse or reason why they can't take time to work on themselves or create that healthier relationship with themselves is because they don't have time. The biggest one obstacle that holds people back. And it's a belief about time. So you believe you don't have time. But there are different ways that we can shift and overcome the time obstacle that you would look back on life, just as I still do today. And I'm like, oh, that's funny that I used to think that I didn't have time. That was hilarious. But that's not the case. That's literally an illusion. So another reason is you don't know how to do it. You're just kind of at a loss, maybe it's the preparation or the planning part of things, or you're needing guidance. You don't know how to get that ball rolling, or, what area needs to be focused on first. So then you just kind of you fall off track. You might not believe that it's possible. I've shared with you in a lot of my other videos, even me going back to college as an adult, I first didn't believe that it was possible. But when I was doing this healing work on myself, that is what opened up the opportunity. Building up that confidence and belief in myself, it led me on this path. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't start learning how to create that healthy relationship with myself. So if we don't have the support, the guidance, the accountability, again, it's we don't know how to do it. But when we have support, guidance, and accountability, that takes a lot of the burden and the weight off of us, and we can start moving towards the life that we're wanting to create. Some people think that this is specifically targeted at single women that are dating, that, when they're dating and they're with a guy that's not treating them the way that they want to be treated, and they're just kind of putting up with it, and they're like, he's just a dick, whatever, and they just deal with it. But then they get upset and they feel frustrated, and they run to their girlfriends or to their family, and they're feeling super stressed out, or they're trying to read the situation and figure out, well, he's not answering his phone, or he's busy, maybe it's because of this. They're in that making excuses mode. And really, they're selling themselves short. They're thinking hey, I just need to put up with this stuff. He doesn't treat me well all the time, but this is as good as it's going to get. If I don't stay with this guy, if I don't settle for this guy, this is just how the rest of my life is going to be. Or I should say, then I'm going to end up being single for the rest of my life. So they think they have to stay, because if they don't stay, there's that potential of being lonely and single for the rest of your life. So that comes, that's where a lack mindset comes into play, like not believing that there are better men out there. So that's another specific area. So why we're choosing to like get caught up in these patterns, it's because of our programming, the way we were raised, what we learned from children growing up based off of the experiences that we had. We learned, how to think, act, and feel in a specific way. We've developed specific behaviors, ways of being, the way that we think, all that stuff. And it worked out for us up to a specific point, and now it no longer works. It's no longer aligned with the life that we want to be living, with the vision that we have for our life or for our relationships, for our health, and so on. And that's where all that like negative emotion comes up inside, the feeling of frustration, disappointment, stress. It's just like your guidance of you're out of alignment, something needs to shift. So releasing basically those old patterns within us, we can trade them out and actually get to where we want to go in our lives. So we can release just feeling disappointed, dissatisfied, angry at the way life is panning out for us, and to actually get to a place where we choose better. So letting go of the old us to trade in for this new improved version of us. So know that, the way you're moving through life, if you feel more frustrated and stressed out and disappointed, it's just like this indicator, like, hey, your life, it's out of whack. Like, you just got to get in alignment. This is old, outdated programming. So programming meaning your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions, the way that you feel, the way that you're maybe interacting with other people, whatever it is, it's no longer of service to you. So releasing, letting it go, but actually getting back to a place where you can reconnect to your self-worth, to your inner truth. When we connect back to knowing like what we are worthy of receiving in our health, in our relationships, in our careers, whatever that might be, then we release that need to settle and sell ourselves short. And we just get back to this better feeling place that's really truly aligned with, why God created us. So it helps bring us back and just frees us from basically maneuvering through life in this unconscious state of mind. And when we take the time to heal our relationship with ourselves, we increase our consciousness within who we are. We become more aware of our thoughts, our behaviors, our actions. And when we're aware of that, that's like the beautiful place of things. When we can see that and we're like, oh, there I was like reverting to that thought pattern or, feeling that specific way. And we get to be like, oh, that's not actually aligned with who I'm trying to become right now. And that conscious awareness allows us to see it, but to release it and to choose again and to start rewiring and reprogramming who we are so we can, have this life that we want to experience. So if you've been in a place where you're like, hey, I'm not reaching my goals, it's okay. You're just caught up in the loop and it's time to break free and learn a new way. If this is speaking to you and you want to learn more about working with me one-on-one, there's a link that you can click down in the description section to set up a free discovery call. But I will tell you, this has shifted my life dramatically, to the point where my health has improved. I feel that I get along with people better. I'm not emotionally reactive. I choose better when I'm going and I'm dating people and not settling for men that will treat me like garbage. Pursuing this path, finding more purpose in my life and pursuing this path of coaching. There have been just so many changes. It's been pretty amazing, having this self-care routine that fully supports me, so where I feel good, I feel energized, there's less sickness, there's more just more positivity, more positive energy flowing through my body than the majority of my life where it wasn't, and I was filled with sickness and filled with anxiety and all that awesome stuff that you deal with. But hey, I'm grateful that I learned about this, and now you know, as I've moved through it and healed a lot of these areas of my life, I now get to support other individuals. So if this speaks to you, please feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to learn more about coaching. And if you enjoyed today's video, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day today.